right, today we are simplifying fractions. It's really similar from yesterday. Yesterday what we did was we took a fraction. Today we'll take, let's say, 8/16. Okay, and we are going to simplify it. Now this fraction, as you can tell, 8/16, I don't know if you can tell, but 8 is half of 16, so this is a fraction that is equivalent to 1/2. But when we simplify fractions, what we're doing is we're going to make it as kind of what it says, simple as possible. We're going to do it to its lowest, simplest form. And a way that you can think about this is, think about when you're cooking, when you have a measuring cup, do they ever ask for 8/16 of a cup? No, that'd be weird, right? They usually ask you for 1/2, 1/3, 3/4, those kind of fractions. And those fractions are what are called simplified fractions, okay? They're the simplest form. They're, I guess you could say, the most common form in the simplest. They're simplified, okay? So in order to do that, when we have a fraction right here that is not simplified, we're going to simplify it. Anytime we have a fraction like this that we start out, we're always going to simplify it from here on out. Now, yesterday, remember how we talked about when we make an equivalent fraction, we multiply it? Well, when we're simplifying a fraction, we do the opposite. We divide it by 1. And now I'm going to write a box over here. Fractions of 1. What are some fractions that represent 1? We can do 2/2, 3/3, 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, 8/8, you name it, okay? 7/7 too would work. So we're gonna simplify this fraction. Now let's see, 8/16. One thing that you need to keep in mind of is when you simplify a fraction, you can't just do any fraction. You have to do something like 2/2. Right, 2/2. Okay. Can I easily divide 8 divided by 2 and 16 divided by 2? Yes, I can. And that would give me 8 divided by 2 is 4. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Okay. Can I do even more? Can I simplify 4/8? Yeah, I can do divided by 2/2 equals 2/4. Can I make it smaller? Yeah. Divided by 2/2. 1/2. Okay. And 1/2, I can't make it any smaller. I can't divide it by any whole to make it a smaller fraction. So it is in its simplest form. Okay, now let me make this a little bit simpler. You see how I did like divided by 2/2, and then again divided by 2/2, and then again divided by 2/2. I could also do 8/16 divided by 8/8. Okay, and that way 8 divided by 8 is 1. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So you see how when I divided it by 8/8, that was a lot more efficient than doing it divided by 2, and then again divided by 2, and divided by 2. Both are right ways. This is just the more efficient way, okay? Let me do another fraction. Let's say we have the fraction 10/12. Okay? What fraction of 1 can I divide that by? That both of these are, that can divide by both of those. I could do 2. See, I want to show an example here. Can I do 10/12 divided by 3/3? I can of course do 12 divided by 3 equals 4. But could I get 10 divided by 3? No, right? I would not have a whole number. It would be something with a remainder. So 3/3 is not a good fraction of 1 to divide this by. You want to try to find a fraction of 1 where both the numerator and the denominator can be equally divided by these two numbers. So 10, 12, let's see. I'm gonna divide it by, let's see, it would work 2 halves. Let's do 2 halves because they're both even numbers, so I can divide them evenly by 2. So I'm gonna do 10 divided by 2 is 5. 12 divided by 2 is 6, 5/6. So 5/6 is now in its simplest form. There's nothing else that I can divide this by. No other one whole that I can divide it by to make it simpler. It's 5/6 is in its simplest form. Okay, I'm gonna give you another one. Let's do an example here. 14/20. Yikes, that's a big number, huh? Let's see, 14/20. I can divide them both by, they're both even numbers. Why don't I do divide by 2 halves? Let's start there. 14 divided by 2 would be 7. 20 divided by 2 would be 10. And that is simplest form. There's nothing else you can do to simplify that, 7/10. Let's do another one. This one, I'm gonna do one that you don't have to do 2/2. Let's say we have 4/12. What fraction of 1 can I divide this by? That would work for both the numerator and the denominator. Oh, hey, what about 4/4? 4/4. Because I can divide 4 divided by 4 and 12 divided by 4 to be an even number. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 1/3 is the same as 4/12. It's just simplified. Okay, and that's the lesson for today. So when we're simplifying fractions, just make sure to divide it by 1.